Alright guys, in this video we're going to work on the dashboard. So if we go ahead and log in here. Now I'm actually going to log in as a new account that I just created, which is John Doe. You can see I get the little Node.js logo. And we're going to create a story with John. So we'll say the best day of my life. Or just the best day, I guess. I don't want to make it too long. And then we'll just say, today I had the best day ever, blah blah. And let's save. Okay, so you can see it brings us to the show page, and now we have the show page done. And it gives us John Doe's name over here with his little logo. If we go to the public stories, now you'll see the little chip here has John Doe. Now one thing I want to do is set the text, because you see how most stories, I'm pretty sure if this was a production application, no stories would be less than this. But just in case, I want to give this a height, just so that these are the same size, these boxes. So remember we gave that this paragraph a class of story text, at least I think we did. Let me just check that out. Yeah, so they have a class of story text. So what we'll do is go into our style sheet, public CSS style.css, and let's go ahead and let's say .story dash text, and we're going to set this, let's say height to 100 pixels. And let's reload, and there we go. So that makes all the boxes the same size regardless of actually, we should make it a little bigger, because you see how this is right up against the person's name. So we'll say 120. There we go. All right, good. So like I said, I want to take care of the dashboard. So if we go to dashboard, we want basically all the stories from John here, okay, or Brad if Brad's logged in. So let's go to our route, which is in the routes index. Now we're going to have to bring in the model here, the story model. So we'll go right here and say const story, and that's going to equal mongoose.model stories. Okay, but we have to bring in mongoose as well. So const mongoose equals require mongoose. All right, cool. So let's go down to the dashboard, and inside here basically we just want to take the story model, and we're going to call find, not find one, because we're getting a lot of stories. And in here we want to pass in user, and we want the current logged in user, so request.user.id. And that'll return a promise, so we say .then, and we can get our stories. And let's go ahead and cut this, put it inside here, and then we can pass in the stories. All right, so let's save that. And now we should be able to go to our dashboard. So let's go to the view. So index dashboard handlebars. And this is going to be a table. So what we want to do is we want to do an if statement here. So, whoops, that's not right. Double handlebars if, and we're going to check for stories. Okay, we want to put an else here, and then end the if. All right, now if there's no stories, then we're just going to put a paragraph here. We're going to say we'll just say you have not, well, we won't say published because we can set them to unpublished. So we'll say you have not created any stories yet. And then if there are stories, what we're going to do is we're going to have a table. Let's give this table a class of striped, which is a materialized class. And we're going to put a T head in here, table head, That's going to have a table row and then some table headings. We'll have a title. Let's say date. Okay, so we'll have the title of the story. We'll have the date. We'll have the status. And then we're just going to put a blank TH here, which is going to be the buttons. So it'll be the edit and delete buttons. All right, now we want to go down below the T head and create the T body. Okay, HTML 101 here. And then we're going to loop through the stories. So we'll say each stories. And let's say /each this time, not /stories. And for each one, we want to output a table row. Okay, so this table row, and then we'll have a TD, which is a column, and this is going to be the title. So we should be able to just say title. Now let's test this out. We'll save this. We'll go to our dashboard. We're going to have to re-log in here. Let's choose, we'll choose this account. And we get story 1, story 2, and story 3. Good. So let's put, actually, you know what? Let's wrap a link around it so that it actually links to the story page. Okay, so it's going to go to /stories/show/ and then the ID. Okay, so we want to wrap that around the title. All right, and then the next column here, or the next row, whatever this is, we're going to put in the date. Now remember, we have that format date helper that we created. We can use that in any template. So we're going to wrap format date around date, and then for the actual moment format, we're going to use our 4 M's, do, and then 4 Y's. That's the format. So let's check that out. All right, good. And for the status, let's put in our TD here. And let's see, we're actually going to put a, I'm going to wrap this in a span. I'll show you why in a second. We'll give it a class of, let's say, dash status. And in here, we're going to put status. All right, so if we reload, now the reason I put the span in the class is because I want to make this uppercase, all right, or capitalized, and I don't want to have to add any JavaScript. So I'm just going to go to the CSS, and we'll say .dash status, and we'll go ahead and we'll say text transform, and we'll set that to capitalize, and reload, and now we have capital P. All right, cool. So let's see, next thing we're going to do is we need to add our buttons. Now we're going to have an edit and a delete. Now the edit is just going to be a link to the edit page. The delete, however, will actually be a form where we need to use method override again. Remember that from the last project? You can't just make a delete request from a form or a button. You need to use method override, or you need to do it through Ajax or something like that. But let's go ahead and put in the delete link. So the delete link will be /stories/edit/ and then the ID. Okay, and then in here we'll say edit. Let's see, what else do we want to do here? Let's give this a class of BTN, and let's give it a class of, let's say, left align, because I want the button to be aligned to the left of the form of the delete input form or input button. All right, and let's see, let's put a icon here as well. So we'll go ahead and put an I tag with a class of FA and FA-pencil. All right, let's check it out. There's our edit link. Okay, the route obviously isn't going to work. We haven't set it up yet, but we do have the button. Now I guess we could put the delete form in for now. It's not going to work, and we didn't install method override yet, but we will just put it in here. I'm just going to space this out a little bit. All right, so we'll put in a form. Let's give it an ID of delete form. And yeah, that's good. Action is going to be, let's see, what's the action going to be? Slash stories slash ID. All right, now we're going to put method post, but it's not actually going to be post, it's going to be a delete. Okay, we're going to use method override for that. Now let's see, in here we're just going to have a button. I'm not going to add the hidden input or anything yet. I'm just going to put the button. All right, button is going to have a class of, let's say, btn red, and let's see what else we're going to do here. Yeah, btn red. I think that's it. And we'll say delete. Let's see what that looks like. All right, so we need to float this. No, you know what we'll do? We'll display it inline. So we gave the form an ID of delete form. So let's go to our style sheet and let's add delete form. And let's say display inline. There we go. And we'll add an icon to that as well. So let's see, we're gonna go inside the submit button here. This should also have a type of submit. Type of submit, and we'll put an icon of FA, and let's do FA dash remove and save, and there we go. All right, so that's our dashboard, guys. So we're going to go ahead and stop here. In the next video, I think what I want to tackle is the edit form. So we want to be able to edit our stories here. So we will get into that next.